How you doing, guys? This is Eric from RuleTheWasteland.com. This video I'm predicting will get tons of hate and comments because people aren't going to listen to what I'm saying in the very first part of this video, which once you give me hate or you make it obvious that you were not paying attention, all I'm going to respond is, watch the first minute of this video. So, in the first minute of this video, I want to explain exactly what I'm talking about. This video is about the things that preppers can skimp on and it won't matter as much. Things that you can be cheap about with having limited effects. What I want to make absolutely clear is I'm not saying that in any category, spending more won't usually get you a better product. And I'm also not suggesting that it's okay to go buy the absolute cheapest piece of crap that you can find in any of these categories. What I'm saying is that there's some areas where the quality is more loosely correlated with the cost. Some things it's more direct. Some things, the more you pay, the better you'll get up to a point. Other things, the more expensive ones aren't always better. And that's what this video is about. There are some areas where you can spend twice as much and you're not necessarily getting a 2 times better product. There's some areas where you can spend twice as much and you're getting a 10 times better product. I'll make a video about those later, the areas where you really should spend money. Another thing to consider is things that are consumable or disposable. It's less important to have a super high quality item than it is for things that you're high impact, you're going to be using more often, or you only have one of, or are super critical for your life support prepping systems, whatever you want. But there are a lot of areas where you can save money. Since most people are limited to what they can do to prepare by their money, it's very important that you save wherever you can. So that's what this is about, is what areas can you shave a little bit of money off your spending without having it affect how effective your preparation plan is. And there are a few areas. The first one, which this is really going to piss some people off, so I'm ready for 1,000 comments on this video. The first category where it's okay to not spend a lot of money is guns and ammunition. People are already like, oh, what? Keep in mind, like I already said, I'm not talking about going and buying the bottom of the barrel crap that you can find. But this was a $500 or $600 AR-15. You can get CZ pistols and other things like that for a couple $100. Mossberg shotguns are $220. Does that mean that they're just as good as, a high-end Benelli or something like that? No, but it's a perfectly fine firearm for most people's situation. So it's totally okay to buy a cheaper version from a good, trusted name brand company. You don't have to go out there and spend $1,500, $2,200 on an AR-15. You don't have to spend $900 on a really high-end shotgun. You can spend less and you'll get perfectly usable, perfectly reliable firearm in most of these situations. Just avoid the very low-end total crap that you've never heard of before that has lots of bad reviews and stuff like that, and you should be fine still saving a lot of money on firearms. Same thing goes for ammunition. This Walmart Federal ammunition has served me perfectly fine. No noticeable difference in failure to fires or bad rounds in these. So obviously it's better in a lot of situations to have really high-end self-defense ammunition if possible, but that's expensive. I mean, you're talking about going from pennies around to 50, 60 cents a round maybe in some of these situations. So there is definitely a point where it's better to save money to get a little bit higher quantity, and then once you have your basic stuff squared away, you can spend more if you think you need it. So I say in general, well, you avoid the total trash. It's totally fine to have the lower end firearm within these trusted manufacturers. You'll save a lot of money to just get your basic stuff squared away, and you won't have any significant quality issues for the most part. The second category, it's okay to save money, is food. What? Keep in mind, I'm talking specifically about brand here, not just about that you should buy cheap food versus expensive food. Like, I'm not talking about buying ramen versus meat or something like that. I'm talking about an equal product just with a different brand on it. Like if you go get canned vegetables, the generic store brand for whatever that store is going to be just as good most of the time as something like Del Monte or Libby or whatever like that. And most of the time it'll be significantly cheaper. Assuming all the options are the same, like one's not low salt or organic or something like that. I'm talking about the equal product, simply a different brand name. You're not really paying for much most of the time other than branding. There are a few exceptions to this, as there are with anything, so I'm not going to get into all the situations where that might not be the same, like honey, where it's force-fed corn syrup versus bees that are actually flying out to clover fields and things like that. But I'm just talking about pure branding. Um, and You should probably ignore branding for the most part with a lot of things that where they actually don't do anything differently. And some of these companies are buying from the same manufacturers, the same producers, and they've just built up a reputation over the years, and they're slapping a label on it with a different printing, and that's making you pay more. So that happens a lot with food and clothing also, but food specifically, there is a lot of just branding that really isn't giving you additional quality. And so I think you can save a lot of money there with certain food items. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Don't feel like you're always getting an inferior product just because you're not buying the expensive brand. A lot of times it might be just as bad, if not worse, but it's certainly almost never better. I'm talking about basic staples here. If it's a processed food, there's a lot more elements that could go into it that make it different. But I'm just talking about pure, vegetables, a bag of rice, things like that. Things that there's not a lot even being done to this stuff. And you can save quite a bit of money just by getting the generic brand versus the well-known brands. The next category where it's okay to skimp hurts me because I really like high-end versions of this stuff, but it's flashlights. And keep in mind that once again, I'm not talking about bottom of the barrel stuff. I'm talking about the difference between a mid-tier and high-end, where the price difference is enormous. The price difference between mid-tier and really entry-level basic stuff is not really that good or that significant, but the price difference between the mid-tier stuff and the really high-end stuff is enormous. You can spend hundreds of dollars on flashlights, and when I'm talking about quality, you're not necessarily getting any increased quality. You probably will get a little bit versus, a $50 flashlight versus a $300 flashlight. But most of the time, you're paying for features more so than you are for actual effectiveness and reliability, which when it comes to preparedness, those are the two most important things. And that's what I'm going to stress in this video, is that you're not necessarily going to be getting all the same features or all the same ease of use and stuff like that, but the efficacy of the item is not necessarily hampered in these categories that I'm listing in the video by saving a little bit of money from high end to mid tier. I'm not talking about the super low end. So I keep saying that because I know people are just still going to misinterpret this video. But when you talk about stuff like these headlamps, I've shown you the headlamps that I have that are about 30 bucks, and these are around Lowe's ones for around $15, and there is some increase there. But once you start getting above that like $30-$40 range, you're not really getting much more in terms of reliability and effectiveness. You're just getting features or a super bright flashlight, which if you have a specific purpose for it, go ahead, because nothing else will be able to do that. But when you're just talking about the normal things that most preppers and most campers and most people would be using flashlights for or headlamps for, you're not getting 3 times more of that when you're paying 3 times more for an expensive flashlight or an expensive headlamp. So find that sweet spot where the reliability has gone way up just by adding an extra $10 or something, and the quality has gone way up. And I think that is around in the $20 to $30 for most flashlights. Maybe headlamps, maybe a little bit more for other type, handheld flashlights, small ones, stuff like that. But the Maritac AAA flashlight that I've mentioned in past videos, that thing was something $20, $30. There's plenty under $50 in between, the $20 to $50 range that are fantastic flashlights. You really don't need to be spending hundreds of dollars, 80, 90, 120, 150, whatever and above. It's nice. It's great if you have it, but if you don't have all your other preparations squared away and you're doing that for preparedness purposes, I think that extra $100 could be better spent. And avoid the really cheap ones that you find by the checkout lanes and stuff, because those will actually fail on you. They're not made very well, and they're better than nothing, but there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to spend 15, 20 bucks, 30 bucks on a really good flashlight. And to me, that's saving money. Like, obviously, you may be thinking I'm saying buy the really cheap stuff, like the 3 for $1 little LED lights. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the difference between the mid-tier and the really high-end. That's a huge jump in price, and you're not getting a huge jump in effectiveness or quality. You're getting a huge jump in features and things like that, which is awesome. I like it, but it's not actually critically necessary. So I think flashlights is an area where you can calm down a little bit, save a bunch of money, and still get some really quality stuff in that mid-range. The next category is one where there's probably the biggest disconnect between cost and actual quality and effectiveness of the products, and that is toiletries. Because for the very vast majority of toiletry items, it's all about preference. It's about scent, all this other stuff like that that is really doesn't have that much to do with how clean it's getting you or how good it is at killing bacteria, things like that. So the cheapest bar of soap is usually going to have pretty good effectiveness, even compared to the most expensive soap you could buy. Now, when you're talking about specific features like antibacterial and stuff, that's separate. So I'm not saying that the cheapest basic soap compares to the most expensive, very specific antifungal or antibacterial soap. I'm talking about equal like products that are just, like I said, branding or things like that. If you're just talking about basic soap, there's not going to be a whole lot of difference in how well it works across the price range. Most of that stuff is weird scents, weird this, weird that, And the same goes for things like toothpaste. I don't buy the cheapest toothpaste, but it's not for reasons of effectiveness. I like to eliminate stuff like fluoride and any sort of endocrine disruptors and stuff like that, and have really basic stuff. And you can do the same with soap, and you'll be paying more for that, but you're not really getting a soap that actually cleans you better or toothpaste that actually cleans you better. In fact, in many ways, it might not even be as good. And same with like the shampoos. And yeah, you might not like the way your hair is after using one shampoo versus another. One might make your hair frizzier or, greasier or whatever. But when it comes to a survival situation, being clean, being healthy, things like that, it's one of the areas where you can probably skimp the most, really buy the cheap stuff if you want, barring, the really terrible stuff, and not notice as, a massive difference other than in just preference. You're not going to buy some brand of soap and realize that it just doesn't even function as soap. And it might not work very well in terms of, sudsing up and stuff like that, but it's still going to perform the function of soap pretty decently. And same with shampoo, same with toothpaste, things like that. Most of it is preference. And once again, I'm not talking about the super, super, super low end weird chemically tainted stuff from China or whatever, but I'm talking about even from just regular low end to even mid tier, there's a big jump in price without a huge jump in quality. And certainly when you're talking about mid-level stuff versus high end, that's almost exclusively preference and branding for soaps and stuff like that. You can get basic Castile soap, just basic bar soap, basic toothpaste, whether fluoride or not fluoridated, depending on what if you care about that. And just basic shampoo. You don't even have to buy extra shampoo. You can just use the Castile soap for pretty much all that stuff. Hand sanitizer is just alcohol and like some sort of congealing agents, things like that. So brand and cost is not that important for a lot of toiletries. Do your research to make sure you know how these different brands are different things, to see if there's anything in there that actually does matter to you. But for the most part, you're with a lot of toiletry items, you're just paying for branding and preference for things like scents and looks and things like that. So that was 4 areas where I think that the amount of money you pay is less correlated with the amount of quality that you're getting than a lot of other areas in preference. So I think you can save some money on these items while not giving up a ton of quality. And if you have any other examples of items like this, these are just a few that I came up with recently. Post them in the comments. If you can think of things where spending 2 or 3 times as much doesn't really give you 2 or 3 times the quality or the reliability, post those in the comment. I'm going to be making a video soon on the other side of this, things that you really shouldn't try to be cheap on at all. There are a few categories where it's really important that you spend as much as you can up to a point, and I'm going to make a video about that as well. But check out the link in the description for the Wasteland design shirts. This is the toxic one, because not all ideologies are created equal. You can't coexist with people who are opposed to your way of life. And there's some other there. There'll be more designs in the future as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later.